Maybe I'm just a solo weirdo. But anyways.
Okay.
That's okay.
Probably the best time right now to put my phone on.
I did, but unfortunately, you can never shut it off. Well, I guess what I could do is I could load something and go to the start menu. I'll load the
Just got
photos.
one. What about?
Do 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 do
Oh,
do.
back when everybody was still alive.
And Arkham's just, Off to drive I go.
Off to drive I go. Da 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 da.
I need to...
Oh, seriously? Gosh darn it. Oh.
Sick elevator music.
You guys really seem to enjoy my elevator music.
Okay.
But it straight up sounds like elevator. But the
Everybody-
beginning straight up sounds.
Everybody get ready and kind of start to talk when I tell you to. Okay, now start talking.
Alrighty.
Wah, 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 wah,
I
wah,
am
I'm Yasuhiro Hagakure.
Trying to open the script, but I can't do that just yet, and now I think I figured it out.
Woo!
Figured it out.
I'm Yasuhiro Hagakure.
Okay, we're gonna try this again. When in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, I'm Yasina.
Hello there, everybody.
And
How's it
I'm
going?
better than you.
Hi, I'm Yasuhiro Hagakure.
Wait,
Hi.
no! Why is the stream acting weird? Come on. Come back. Come back to me. Okay, it's back. Okay, we're gonna try
Awesome.
this again.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Are we good to talk?
3, 2, 1. Okay,
Hello, puppy.
I am dead.
Yes, I hear a Hagakure.
Wait, no. Why is the stream acting weird?
Yeah. Insert trial music here.
I will be right back.
Okay, so that should be noise reduction taken care of
Well,
immediately.
that wasn't as long as I thought it would be. Never mind.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Ready?
Excuse me. My goodness.
Okay, let's go.
Awesome.
All right.
How you start us off?
Okay. Trying to open the script, it won't open for some reason. Thank you, desktop.
Alrighty, let's do this. Before we go any farther.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu!
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people who hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I never kill someone. No way.
I don't want to hear any of your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those three is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You all hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
There's got to be some reason why Hina feels so strongly. No, that's wrong!
Ow!
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Dang, that was the shortest face ever.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet all three of them? There's no way that's not suspicious. One of you's absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
Come on! There's no way none of you went. At least one of you is lying.
Those three were definitely contacted, but they claim they never went to see Sakura. But I don't think that's true. One of them is definitely lying. Check your pockets! Hiro, when you were Hiro, When we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura!
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. There's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse!
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! That's the only explanation!
Well, I mean, yeah, sure, I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. Because Sakura could have only... Oops. Because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is... I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy until after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, Oh, that's right. I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything. You gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message, just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true! I saw that for myself!
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You don't know what... Wait, you just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Uh-huh. Well, when we found Ogre's body, duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was... Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message in it. I found it right there in the scene of the crime after we started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
No, there's an obvious problem with what Hiro said before. Phase 3.
Alright. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away in the magazine shelf, and when I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No, there's definitely something wrong with what Hiro said just now. Insert variant here, yada yada yada. Before we go any further, when Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on, you're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All I gotta do is read the Vienna sausage. All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us. Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Sue has range.
Yeah, I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100% without a doubt she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message.
Bullet time battle. Ah.
Bulletin battle. This
Okay.
should prove it.
No!
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger, but both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it? Hiro could have very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it! I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her.
You're admitting to killing her? But we're only 7 pages in.
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked. What a fool.
And when I got there,
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well.
okay.
Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy.
Oh, sure. Thanks. And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
That's it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was all over, I pulled myself together. I realized I didn't do it. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name on in blood across the magazine on the table, and I ran away.
I can't believe you. You're the worst. I hope you do die.
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead, roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one who killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it. No, I think there's more to Hiro's story. What are you talking about? What else could there be? There's one thing that Hiro's story just now didn't explain. Until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? That's true. Leaving everything... where's leaving come in? Everything you just said, it doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Uh-huh.
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying. He's gotta be lying. I don't see any reason why he would lie now, after we've already confessing to his crime. Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that. Then who was it? If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who wouldn't like what had been written. There's only one choice. It had to be Toko, right?
What?
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
He's right! Toko! Did you really go into the rec room? Why would I have? Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with a bottle, But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean? What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer. You can't be so serious! That's just... I don't believe it! Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attack Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached... I can't get the voice right today. Before we go any further, we haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Phase 4.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind, and if you only hit her once, that's right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro's the real killer!
Hiro hit Sakura, that's for sure. But this doesn't end there. Insert variance there. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks had come from a Monokuma bottle. Hold on! How do you know that? Just from some cuts on her head. She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles? It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? We found pieces of the bottle on the ground, along with a chest piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro... That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note there were 4 intact bottles, and 1 broken bottle, but originally there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing. But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles? That's easy. If you look at what the bottles had in common, it should become clear.
The correlation between the Monokuma bottles. I feel like it's starting to become clearer. That connection must be... Now I understand! That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was... the knight, if I remember.
So, what's the matter? I guess you don't know much about chess. Too much about chess, do you? Let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, the knight, the bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. On the ground was the knight. Oh! So the queen was missing!
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, Shogi is way better.
Yeah! Wait! No! That's not what I mean! Let's say that a bottle did go missing. There's no evidence that has with anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder. No, it's clear the bottle is missing. The missing bottle is connected to this case. How is that clear? Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe you'll understand.
Wait, then the bottle that was missing... The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the scene.
And what evidence? What is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle. And the evidence that proves that is... Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is, there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
What? So from this, we can summarize that that two bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have tried to get rid of... But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case. There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by some bowling aficionados. The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, there's only one possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered the second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
What?
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit it, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Awesome.
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early, you know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and then that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about! I never went into the rec room!
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous! Why are you ganging up on me? You're not... You're nothing but vermin!
No, it's not ridiculous at all. There's definitely proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. Pull the time battle skip. This should prove it!
No!
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't!
Okay then, let's just compare your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up.
Jeez.
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura? No, I swear there's no way.
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Jeez.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early. So I went to the rec room. I didn't know what she might do, and if I didn't go, I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget that! Why did you attack Sakura? After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me. Like a monster growling. And when I turned around...
Oh gosh!
Yeah.
There was Sakura covered in blood, staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her? You mean...
Achoo! Guess who's back?
It was your fault. What? It was your fault after all.
My fault? Master's fault? When did our faults combine? They soar even... Damn it. They soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose
Yes.
Morose.
and me don't share our memories, so I can't really say what's going on. But I was minding my own business, sleeping peacefully, when someone shook me awake. It was a prince paying me a visit, I wondered. Or was it Prince paying me a visit, I wondered? So I opened my eyes to see...
Dear gosh.
Splatter everywhere! I was sure not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. So I got so startled I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Damn it! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't even an adorable boy for the first time ever! We need to highlight Kyoko.
So do you need help?
I mean, I'm fine.
You're doing the voice of how many characters?
3.
3.
Three.
Technically 4, because Genocider is
Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
Genocide is another person. Whoops, wrong
Okay.
color.
God.
I'm fine. Sean's done more.
Let's keep going.
Monokuma.
Alright. Somebody else highlight then. And when it was over, you collected the piece of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you? I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing my master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me! Cause normally, Sakura would have been able to dodge my attack no problem! Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hero's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, But anyway, I'm not the one who killed Ogre, so that's good.
So that's good? Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that! Let's start the vote!
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hero on that one.
Oh, thank God.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone! We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this!
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you haven't noticed?
Odd? Huh?
Hero's attack, and then Toko's. But that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling!
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is...
He's fine.
I was just sleeping peacefully. Then all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And then you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her in the head with the Monokuma bottle.
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I I killed her right there in front of the shelf.
The main problem here is, if the second attack from Toko really was the killing blow, there's no way that could be right! We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of a magazine shelf. I'll be recording that later. Hey, finally I've got it. Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stained by the magazines is proof of that.
That she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I can move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced that the case has come to an end?
But... Plus, there's the biggest mystery of all. The locked room. Still hasn't been explained yet. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled. Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toka must have hidden in the locker again.
Huh? So she just hid in there until everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everyone was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker and into the group?
No, I don't think that's possible. The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because even before we opened the door to the rec room, Yuna and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then. Where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's with this whole locked room thing anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if just like Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head?
And?
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
That's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's Phase 6.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything else other than the shot to her head. So, you're dead set on blaming me then, huh?
Sakura's true cause of death. There's one more! According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottle, she cut the inside of her mouth. If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any clues inside her mouth. You even checked in there? Gosh, you really are into dead bodies! No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body, most likely. Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Ah! You're making me all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? Is that possible?
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her. Once again, I'm here to save the day.
Yeah.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? None in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along?
You never would have, and you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from. Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Glug, glug, glug.
Oh, crap! I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Huh? Master?
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick in your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Ah, sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched the finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Huh?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder. The poison should have been in that bottle. Where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. Which would mean that, conversely, the poison must have been in... Could it be? Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene? I feel like there should be more I got it's kicking around, but they're just not mentioned.
I might have
feel like
forgotten
Byakuya's
to add
really
them
enjoying
for some
himself.
reason.
Yeah, like some of these I'm pretty sure they should have I got it.
I'll check
Because
it
I've
again
seen one so
later
far.
and let you know.
Okay. You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try to help with those whole bleeding head wound things.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison.
Extra Byakuya.
And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The evidence that shows who switched them. It has to be... footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who.
It was me. The footprints, they're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Wow, way to just steal the wind right out of my epic speech. Just as I suspected, the footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sneakers, huh? The only people wearing sneakers here are... Monsters Makoto and Leon. Me and Hina are the only ones. That's wrong grammar. Hina and I are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya,
But me and Hina
that
is the
explains
way
why
it's,
you...
me and Hina is the way it's written in the game, unfortunately.
And that's how they voice acted it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
flashback.
Berg.
Skip flashback, and... If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, there left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... The two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her there in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder. And that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it. All at once. And then... Hold it. I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it's because of some misguided
Sentimentalism.
sentimentalism, but there's still one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem? Of course she
Hina,
is.
if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room? Well, that doesn't matter, 'cause I'm guilty. That means I have to tell you... Does that mean I have to tell you everything? No, it doesn't. But the fact you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely or not. Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
The shoe. I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious. Too easy. That's like in the
Right.
first trial.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you. I was just nervous. So I didn't notice I left the footprint. You didn't notice? Yeah. That's how it was. What can I do? Listen, Hina. Could you go into it in a bit more detail? Tell us more when you switched the poison and the protein. How come? That doesn't matter!
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived in the chem lab. Well, right away I went to Section C, and I got the poison. And that's when you spilled the powder in front of the part of the shell. Yeah, when I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot. I see. Okay then, go on. So, then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder. That's where I switched them. Once I was done, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle I filled with the protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First, you went to Section C to get the poison, then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning, you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true, isn't that a little strange? Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awful pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. Because apparently everybody's freaking killing Sakura in one way or another. Good grief.
Truth.
Okay.
Jeez Louise.
I wish I had water.
Well, do you need
I
help
have
for
water,
the second
and it's all for
half?
me.
No, I'll be okay.
Are you sure? I'm here now.
I would say
Yeah,
have
which
Rachel take
character-
over Kyoko, but that's like the easiest one. It's probably the easiest one on Sue's vocal cords.
Honestly, Genocide Jack and Toko don't do much either.
You want? I'll take one.
So then,
You want me to take genocide? It's obviously not good for you. You're like, I need water.
No, what I mean is I was stupid and put myself in a hot room without water.
okay, so I figured out up to... I was thinking it was Hina, but... Now I'm not so sure. Which means there's a good 53 pages... Oh no, wait, 46. Never mind.
Wahahaha.
I
Still
see.
a good
Okay.
46 pages left.
What character is easiest on your voice?
Kyoko.
Then I'll take Genocider and Toko.
Okay.
My mom's right here. Genocide. She's like, genocide. And made a face.
Okay, so
Okay,
we,
so
we
we're gonna
start.
Yep,
Yeah.
we're at phase 7.
Da, da, da.
on the
Alright.
second part.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison. And you spilled some of the powder on the floor in front of the shelf. Yeah, when I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it. Okay, and then I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Oh yeah. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
I'm sure there's something strange here. What Hina just told us, it definitely contradicts something I already know. Not so fast! you said you went to get to the poison. Blah, blah, blah. You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah, what about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just did. Said.
What?
Then maybe she moved into some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements.
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
No, I don't.
Flashback.
Oh. What the? Hina? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us, plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well, you see...
What? What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I
What?
explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible! That can't be!
Are you sure? After all, you're the one who gave it to me.
I did?
Sorry, just for the side note.
Yeah.
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you of all people would miss such a vital clue. A grave oversight.
Just say it already. What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Oh my gosh. Huh? A piece of glass?
It had snuck into the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved this mystery without you. Thank you so much for that.
Thug life.
But what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then,
Smugness.
Thug life.
Makoto, why don't you explain it? Tell the
Huh?
Maggie.
Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. Of course. It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right, it must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did the shard of glass from the window get inside the bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that? Well, I can't really hear.
Sorry. Before we go any further, what's strange is that, according to what Hina told us, where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us... I got a variant insert there. The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow, a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Then everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you the bottle of poison may very well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
Wow,
You're
Byakuya doesn't
right.
know something for once.
Shut up!
You're right. We do need to explain that. Before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anybody move it?
Okay.
trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just to answer the best of your ability.
Well, no. Not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here.
Yeah, me either. Why is Owie twice?
Oh
Let's
yeah,
just fix that.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know? Bianca's frustration is music to my ears.
The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. And finally we get phase 8, jeez.
When it comes to that protein can, there's no doubt in my mind, until the locked room was unlocked, it was absolutely not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it where someone planted it there when we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to be. It had been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was there before the rec room was unlocked.
Something that can prove that someone brought the Something that can prove that someone brought the protein can into the rec room after it was opened. Kamehame Ron!
Thank you.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier, when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it.
If that were the case, that'd explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison and not the protein can. But once the room was opened, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in the locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it, knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. It had to have been... Really? I think it was Sakura herself.
Rachel. Go, Sue.
That was me. Okay. Sorry. No.
So
No. Shut up.
Then pay attention.
I was paying attention. I was trying to find the spot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Huh? So Sakura was apparently... Huh? So Sakura was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
What are you talking about? There's no way! On the contrary, We know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. I'd have to get Hina to admit that. Third bullet time battle, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
We're skipping this stuff. This should prove it!
How did you?
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain... Did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So what was that powder doing in Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there when where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
Okay. But why did Sakura pay a visit to C-section in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for a poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her. The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was a suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I can believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. Whoops, I moved down too far. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room and she drank it. Also, she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room. Because, of course, the locked room mystery was created by Sakura. Well, that makes sense.
I'm sure she locked herself in, so nobody could stop her from doing what she was doing. She sat there, drank the poison, breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locker room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle, snuck out of the room, and that was you. Wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw out the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Flashback.
You said you were going to get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There you took the powder, poured it into the bottle of poison you grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, you had an empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make more perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together, and once you were back in the rec room, flashback, while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So Sakura committed suicide, and in order to hide this fact, Hina took a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could decide the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder, the bottle of poison, vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
I think we should just skip this. Emmy's here now anyway.
Gosh darn it. Alright, I'll speed read this later. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life. And you claimed to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to? How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's why you couldn't understand. That's why you couldn't solve this case.
Ugh.
See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it always comes back to bite you in the end.
Smug Kyoko is a goddess.
Emmy, are you following along?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? Ugh. I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to. But please, grab your levers in front of you and cast your vote. So who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Emmy, I should stress that for these lines, it's more of a, like, he's kind of dejected sounding.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I'm not gonna.
He has that sprite where he's, you know, just looking
Oh.
down. He's all blue in the face.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself. Okay, we're done here.
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand. Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us. And yet you, why did you do that?
Yeah, we almost died there.
Because that's exactly what I wanted!
What?
I mean, the reason Sakura died, it's all because you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you?
Oh, crap.
We had to atone for our sins because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all had to pay for our crimes.
For serious? That's...
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this!
Such brutality has made me desperate, so instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
That's...
I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note.
Suicide note?
Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran after her and... Sakura, calm down! You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine.
I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me. You tried to protect me, but because of me, my closest friend got hurt.
Sakura!
Because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility.
Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't! Don't you see how dangerous that is?
Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you.
Hina, please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy. They're friends.
Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have come to understood. She was a friend to all of us, and yet, you trampled all over her feelings, and you did the unthinkable.
No, that was just a misunderstanding.
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without a single question, you tried to kill her. Did you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? And that's what her suicide note means. So instead of waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
I like that idea.
Okay, I'll voice my opinions after.
Yeah, because Arkham, we need to move it so Arkham can leave on time.
Yeah. That's how far you pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina, you came.
Wait right there! I'll help you out!
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you.
What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
A favor?
I'd like some protein. Could I ask you to?
Yeah! I got you! Alright, you got it! Hey, just hang on, I'll be right back! That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she asked me for. When I got there, I saw the powder, and that's when I realized. I saw that something had been taken from the poison cell. Sakura... So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura! Let me in! Please open the door! Why? Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses. She just like any other person.
Oh, wait 1 second. After why did she have to die, there should be a flash forward.
Oh, okay. I'll let somebody else at it. She had weaknesses just like any other person. She got cut, she bled, if someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness, that's normal. And yet, you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it.
Hina.
We all killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner, and we murdered her. People like us shouldn't be allowed to live!
Arkham.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusions during the class trial.
wanted to free her from her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What did you say?
Everything you just said is nothing but interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
Of course I know what she was thinking! 'Cause her and me!
Well, what I'm really trying to say is, don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really, like this?
What is that?
Isn't it obvious? A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note.
What? But Hina already...
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. This is the one
What?
Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
What? Then... you... lied to me?
Oh, don't say lie. That makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit. I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it.
You filthy little...
I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have had been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut.
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice. But you know, you haven't even been curious about the whole suicide note thing. Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place? And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. It gives me the willies.
Could you get on with it, please?
Okay, geez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem.
My good friend, Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish. As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here. It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me. You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool. You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years. I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things. However, that was my greatest weakness. Because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind. And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder. They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate. However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken. Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything, I cannot betray those who would call me their friend. That's how I came to feel.
Ah, that was a pretty good impression, wasn't it? Anyway.
So that's why Sakura...
Should I read that?
Oh, what?
Should I read that flashback or no?
No.
Okay.
Of course! Because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to you all led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or is it just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness. I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever you may want to make, whatever attack you may want to make on me. So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind. But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with me just accepting your hatred. My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal. My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else. Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well. I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder. But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself. If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life. If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends. I've never had people like you in my life.
And Sakura didn't feel cornered? She didn't die hating us? She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much. No normal person could do that. It was only her limitless strength that made that possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially. The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry. But please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see. I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close. But still...
But in the end, all her meddling was, like, totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one. She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead. She deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided.
What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone. First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Aww.
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred. I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either.
Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered. Because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else.
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you. Remember? Your enemy is each other.
He's absolutely right about that.
Ah, lovely Byakuya. You understand, don't you?
This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Yes. Yes.
Bad time to have your cell phone go
Yo.
off, Monica.
No, that was intentional.
Go, 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 go.
Go.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game. There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What? What's going on here?
Now I have only one thing to look forward to. And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment on the one who thinks they can control me!
Byakuya, does this mean...
Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking.
Wherever Master goes, I go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire.
Everyone...
Well, now can you say Sakura's death had no meaning?
How boring! This is nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
The fun time?
Anyway, let's forget about all that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
Rachel.
Punishment.
That's me! Wait! But Sakura was technically the killer, right? And he's dead!
You're not gonna...
Is it me?
Oh, heavens no! Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can't sub in for whatever good old student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bare times one rule. But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste.
Do not scroll down past this point, Berg.
So,
Okay.
for my special punishment, I prepared a very special guest.
A special guest?
Oh, let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Oh
Check
boy.
voice.
Check.
Yep.
Oh, it's in voice.
Okay.
I can't
It is
watch,
in voice.
unfortunately. I'll pull it up on my phone.
So,
'Cause
Okay,
I-
so it's in voice?
It's in
Yeah.
voice.
we all gonna time this so we all watch it at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I'm at
Sure.
0-0.
I'm a 0.
0.
Okay,
Zero.
we're at 0.
0.
3, 2, 1.
No!
This is not gonna be easy on me either.
No! Oh no, the donor! No! Oh no, that's not good.
This freaking music.
Oh, darn it!
That actually got me a little teary-eyed. Oh my gosh. I already knew about this.
I hate this one.
Anybody have cats for Berg?
I gotta do the rest of my lines first.
Oh god.
You!
You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk.
Whew! That really took a lot out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, boiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at.
Rachel, it's you, actually. Unless we want to
Oh,
skip
wait,
this
are we-
flashback.
Are we
No, I
doing
think we
it?
did.
This is kind of an important one, so let's do it.
Okay. I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
Jeez.
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid.
Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you! That was my friend! How dare you kill him!
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball?
Shut the hell up!
Dang.
That was probably too much of a plosive. Shut the hell up! He wasn't just a laptop. He was my friend! And you killed him!
Is that what you call it? Animism? Is that where the soul dwells within all things? Even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. He was trying to find things out all sneaky.
So, you finally noticed him.
Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was going to play out all from the start.
What?
You knew, and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you. Or maybe more like a reward. In honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult. So, of course I didn't care if you got access to that, but sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here.
Sorry, hold on. Before we go any further, Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed.
Yeah, the punishment timing has made me feel a billion times better. Expecting a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower.
No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I'm not sure how to censor that, but someday you will pay for this!
Holy moly! You're like super mad! Like unreasonably upset!
Darn right I am!
Time to bring this to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
Postscript?
Yeah, there's something a little bit left off on Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly.
One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is, The mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is...
Oopsie daisy! That was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Crap.
I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today.
What? You can't just stop at the most important bits.
It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? If it makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh? That's the whole point, stupid. It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve.
Fine, but at least Sakura's note.
Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it.
But
Sucks for you, losers. Wait, what's this?
what's what now?
There's one last line on the note.
And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard. No matter what.
And that's seriously it. Huh. Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh?
She won't lay down and die? She'll fight you?
Well, whatever. Who cares about some dead muscle? What some dead musclehead has to say? Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try and get some rest, you know, and maybe take some time to reconsider how to approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. Leaves.
Wow. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school. The mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over. Flashback. The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off and the bomb explodes?
This is
I've seen stuff like
hero-esque
that in
level
movies.
stupidity.
What?
This is hero-esque levels of stupidity by
Shut
Makoto.
I was thinking zero.
I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful for just thinking about it. I added an extra word there. I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone. So now what do we do?
What else is there, other than head back up?
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get out of here.
But
Hina must still feel responsible.
Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat. I would have never lost to that kind of challenge.
What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Shut up.
Wow, jerk.
seriously, I'm sorry.
How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then I'll try.
Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? Did he just capture his flag? No. I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
Hina's very red in the face.
Sleaze ball?
That's right. I called you a sleazeball because you are sleazeball.
Apparently you still have a death wish.
Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
Hey! Stop fighting Master! You're making me jealous. I want the abuse, give and take. Me!
Hina needs to start wearing her hair in twin tails.
Well, with that being said, before we go any farther, I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope Speak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us.
Sleep, you bastards!
Good enough.
Okay.
Oh. Night's time descended, and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice.
Wake up. Wake up.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Oh man, I want to point out my voice hurts. Go ahead.
Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber to hazy, half-conscious. My eyelids were like pictures. My eyelids were like something, but the line is missing.
Lead.
It's not missing for me.
Yeah, I see it too.
Oh, okay, so it just doesn't have a period. Okay. My eyelids were like lead.
Meanwhile, Kyoko watches you while you sleep.
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
Oh, so Kyoko's here. Wait, what? In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
I'm here to wake you up.
Oh, I see. Wait, but my door... Wait, but my door...
You're unbelievably careless.
Surprise murder's coming back to me now. Before we go any farther, it was unlocked? Are you serious?
Always. You don't have to overreact. It's like that every time you're surprised.
What time is it?
3 o'clock in the morning, of course.
It's 3 a.m.? Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Okay, let's
How is
move it.
Kyoko waking me up at this hour? It's so late. What happened?
I have a favor I need to ask you. Or to ask.
Gosh darn it. What's your favor?
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not going to lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that.
Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered.
The data center on the 4th floor.
What?
I'll meet you there. Leaves.
Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? But I thought it was locked. Oh boy. Before we go any farther, I made my way into the after-hours school and headed for the data center on the 4th. Eventually I wound up at the data center. But when I arrived, Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? I put my hand to the door, and with a certain amount of force...
Rattle, rattle.
It didn't open. I tried again, but...
Rattle, rattle!
It must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? The data center on the 4th floor.
Oh, ho! What are you doing up, mister?
Yeah!
Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know?
Oh, well, I just...
You're trying to tell me you didn't actually burst in yet, right?
Yes?
I can see that, you dolt! Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself! It looked like you were gonna break in any second, so I thought I'd just give you a friendly reminder. Or are you gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something?
No, nothing like that.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud! Like, I get tired, you know! Stop being weird and go back to bed.
What's
Yeah.
wrong now? Why are you out here making a racket?
Kyoko?
Now you two! Whatever. Until you just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial!
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto, let's head out. Let's head back.
What?
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah! Yeah! Go on! Get out of here! Shoo! Shoo!
So we left and went back to our rooms. And then...
So, goodbye.
Hold on!
Hmm?
Listen, what was all that about just now? Getting rid of the extra Makoto. She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked, and then she shows up late and we leave without checking a single thing. What was the point of all that?
Don't worry about it.
I figured that would be the end of our conversation, just like always, but...
Well then, good night.
Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering into my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in the school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Ba-na-da.
Dun dun dun!
What?
So yeah, this trial's been a roller coaster.
Yes, it has.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Ah, that was
Okay.
great.
I'm gonna stop recording now, because it's... Yeah, I've been recording for about 1 hour 45 minutes.